This is the HaltingWinter podcast. My name is Seth Winterhalter. I'm the owner and chief consultant of HaltingWinter. HaltingWinter exists to help business owners align their products and their teams toward a clear and compelling mission in order to scale and soar. If you're a business owner, if you're on the executive leadership team of a company and you're trying to figure out how to grow, how to scale, how to get above the clouds and really spread your wings and soar on those air currents, we want to help you. And really, that starts with a mission. Do you have a clear mission? And I'm not talking about a vision statement. I'm not talking about a big mission that you're rowing to over the next 10 years. I'm talking about a clear and compelling 1.5 to 2 year mission that is led by economic drivers that you know is going to lead your business towards success. If you have a clear mission, then you are going to be able to row together to create a real momentum in all the departments of your company. If you don't have a clear mission, that's going to be difficult, especially as you have more team members. And if you don't have more team members, it's going to be difficult because as the owner having to oversee all the components of a business to make it thrive, it's going to become overwhelming. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're feeling the overwhelm, or maybe you're feeling the fracturing and just the disunity on the team. No one really knows where you're going. They're kind of all going in separate directions. If that's you, we'd love to help. Hit us up, HaltingWinter.com, HaltingWinter.com. My name is Seth Winterhalter. You can search me on the old Googles and find me on social media. I would love to help you get more clarity and figure out how to really not only get clarity, but just get dialed in all those chief components of your business so that you can really get unity and really start to soar. So want to get you off the runway, want to get you to the next level of success. This week on the podcast, we've been talking about marketing, talking about your messaging and how if you don't have clear messaging and if that messaging isn't clear and intentional towards the audience, you are not going to be known. You are not going to make a difference. You are not going to be heard. And so I encourage you to back up and go to the episode before, if you haven't listened to that, where we talk about the first two elements of branding. And that is, number one, you need to know the character, which is not you. The hero of your story is not you. It's your customer. You need to really articulate who is the customer that is going to best resound with our product or our services. Have you identified clearly the character or the avatar of your company? And have you clearly articulated what that character's problem is? If your character doesn't have a problem, then what are your products and services doing? They're not going to solve anything. Therefore, your customers are going to have no desire to be customers of you. They have no need of you. And so you need to know what problem your customer has in order to then align your products and services in a way that resonates with, we are the solution to your problem. So go back and listen to that, dial that in. Again, all of this is from Business Made Simple. Business Made Simple is a company helping businesses soar, and that's what we do. This is Donald Miller, if you're familiar with Donald Miller and Story Brand, which is now Business Made Simple. I'm a certified coach with Don, and so this is the framework that I use, HaltingWinter uses, when we consult businesses. We have a lot of other tools we use as well, but our primary framework is the Business Made Simple framework. I just love what Don has built there, and I believe why reinvent the wheel when Don's created something that I resound with, and it just serves as just a great framework, an easy to understand framework for businesses as they are growing and scaling. So I just want to make sure if any of this sounds familiar, it's because it's from Don and Business Made Simple. So this is really Marketing Made Simple, the second course or the second kind of big bucket in those frameworks. So today we're talking about 3, 4, and 5. Number 1 in your marketing is the customer or the character. Who is that chief character? Who's the hero of the story? And that hero is not you, although you want to be the hero. That's the customer. And what is the hero's problem? What is your customer's problem that you need to solve? Now, number 3 is not your products and solutions. We're not there yet. Number 3 is then a guide. Now, this is you. Your customer's the hero. That hero has a problem, and that hero needs to meet a guide to help them along their journey. You are the guide. Again, not the hero. If I go to your webpage and your website for your company tells me all about you and your parents and grandparents and how you run a multi-generational company that was founded in the 1800s, and here's the story, or we were my grandparents were immigrants and we came to the US. And again, those are awesome stories. Your customer does not care. Your customer has a problem, and if you don't hit them in the face with, I understand your problem and here's the solution, they are going to tune out. You live in the 21st century. Marketing overwhelms us. We do not go to places. People come to us. Think about your Instagram feed. My Instagram feed is all now. I hardly ever see my friends' posts on it. It's all sponsored ads, targeted ads. Your friend saw this, so we thought you'd want to see it. It's just, I'm inundated with messaging, being bombarded, trying for companies to see, do we solve a problem? Are you interested? Are you interested? So we've got to go to them. Our marketing has to be so clear, so intentional to get those eyeballs. And the only way to do that is to hit them with, we understand your problem and we are the solution. So that's where, when you think about the character and the problem, that third point is the guide. And you as the guide needs to have two things. I've said it now multiple times, but I'm going to clarify it. A guide needs to have empathy and authority. You need to empathize with your customer. You need to say, I get it. And in fact, this probably should be easy for you, because if you're the owner of a business, you probably started that business because you had that problem yourself. You encountered a problem, you created a solution, a product or a service, and now you are giving that out to help other people not encounter the same problem you had. So it should be easy to have empathy. Unless you just started a business to get rich, then it might be hard to have empathy, and I probably don't have as much empathy for you. Not that that's bad to start a company, but I love working with people who really want to solve a problem because they encountered that problem and that's how they figured out the best solution. I think you just you'll find a good solution if you have to work through the problem. If you just are in business to make money and you'll just jump to whatever problem people have, I think you should try to find a problem. You should probably get to know yourself a little bit more and work out what your problems are and how to solve those. I think you will do better business. And you'll probably make more money. If you're interested in actually making money, solve a real problem and stay with that. Do good work with that. Okay, hobby horse. Have empathy. So how do you build empathy, and then how do you build authority? And you should build authority by saying, I get it. I've had that problem too. That's why I did this. That's why I founded this company, right? That's your authority. You work through the problem, you solve the problem, and now you want to help them. Again, you're not the hero of the story. You're the guide. The guide has empathy and authority because they have walked through that same problem. You don't want to be the hero, right? A hero of a story starts off weak. They don't become strong until the end of the book when they actually solve their problem, when they actually they encountered the problem and they, through the help of the guide, were able to solve it, break through it, right? Break through that obstacle, overcome it. Really, they overcame the problem. You don't want to be the hero. The heroes are weak and they're on a journey. You've already done the journey. Why go relive the journey again? You want to be the guide with empathy and authority. So there's a character, number one, the hero of the story. Number two, that character has a problem. Number three now today is they meet a guide. The guide is you, and that guide has empathy and authority. Have you built empathy with your customer? Have you clarified in your messaging, in your marketing, the authority you have? And is that tied to the empathy? Number four, then, a guide has empathy and authority, and with that authority, they create a plan. Number four is a plan. How do you move forward? Are you clarifying to them the plan? Does your product or your service have a plan? Now that you don't want to get crazy detailed, again, this goes back to the last podcast, the curse of knowledge. Be careful that your plan is more feature or benefit based than feature based. Let me say that again. Your plan needs to be more benefit based than feature based. Microsoft is feature based. Let's tell you about all the things about our phone. All these features. You can do this and this and this and this and this. And I'm overwhelmed because some of those features may apply to me, but a lot of them probably won't. Where Apple does not tell you a lot of the features, it gives you the benefits. The benefit is this phone is going to connect you to relationships. In fact, right, I just remember this was a launch a few years ago. Whenever they do their Apple events, they're talking about, I think it was the watch. And it was like showing the heart It was like, look, you can tune in and see, and this heart was coming up. And I guess it was supposed to be like, oh, I love my friends, or I love my spouse, and I was just like, that's the dumbest thing ever, right? It's like whatever my brain is. I was just like, why would I? That's so dumb. And yet, right, it's all this feeling. Their marketing is brilliant. It gets to your feel. You want relationships. You want to be loved. You want to know that someone loves you. You want to tell them that you love them. Feelings. Our technology allows you to experience feelings. Wow. There it is, right? Benefits, not features, not, we created this out of this, was it Johnny Ives? I don't think he works for Apple anymore. Aluminium. The watch band is aluminium. Like, what? Aluminum. It's aluminum. They don't need to tell us all the features of where it was made and what it can do. They'll do that, right? When you buy the watch, then the first time you turn it on, we'll say, hey, do you want some tips? Let's go through 10, 12 tips on how to use the features of this phone to experience it fully. Once we own it, then they help us with the features. But to sell it to us, they sell it to us with the benefits. So when you, the guide, gives your plan, make sure you speak in the benefit language, not predominantly the feature language. You're going to be tempted to tell the features because you've worked so hard on them. The team, the engineering team, the product design team, they've worked so hard on the features of this phone, and that's what you think sets you apart. And maybe it does, but they're not going to sell the product. Benefits sell the product, right? I sell a transformational program. The Spartan program is a 90-day transform your body and your mind, get fit, lose weight. So what are the benefits? Are lose weight without having to eat salads. Enjoy your training. Enjoy physical activity the way you want to do it, not the way you've been told to do it. Finally get the sleep that you long for to wake up refreshed. I sell benefits because we're going to do that. I will do all of those things. Now, does that mean that you're going to be able to eat Ho-Hos and Big Macs the entire time? Of course not. But people know that. People aren't stupid. And if they are, then you have to educate them. But I'm not lying to them. I am saying, though, but I don't need you to just eat chicken and rice to lose weight. I can work with your nutrition. I can make sure that you still enjoy some things. And I think we should. Now you may want to get after it and just eat chicken and rice for 90 days. And awesome. I'm going to support you in that. But if you don't want to be that intense, you want to take it a little slower. Okay, well, that's what you're going to do. You're going to take it a little slower. You're going to make sure that, you're just going to know I'm not going to lose all this weight as fast as I want because I still want to have a normal life. Great. But I'm going to give you those benefits. I'm not going to sell you all the features. I'm not going to tell you about, we're going to be in this online private group. We're going to meet this many times. No, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have a community and you're going to be able to interact with that community in a lot of different ways. It's going to give you meaning and purpose and encouragement and accountability. And that's what you've been missing. And that's what you need. And I'm going to give it to you. Sold. Okay? Does that make sense? The guide who has empathy and authority, number 4, gives a plan on how to move forward. But that plan needs to be benefit focused, not feature focused, or you will turn them off. You will confuse them. You'll overwhelm them. Okay, number 3 is the guide. So number 1, the character. Number 2 has a problem. Number 3 meets a guide. Number 4, who gives them a plan. And number 5 gives them a call to action. What is the first step that you are asking that customer to take? Don't just give them the plan and then say, are you in? How many times have you been sold something and they're telling you about it and you're like, yeah, this sounds good. And then they go, so what do you think? Oh, so many sales are lost because you did not give at the end of your plan a clear call to action. And a clear call to action isn't, what do you think? It's not a question. It's not are you in? What do you think? How does that make you feel? The clear call to action is, the cost is X. When I'm able to start on Monday, does that work for now? That's still a question, but it's a call that you're giving clarity in that call to action. would you like to pay with a credit card or would you like to pay with cash? Like, you can use a question. It can't just be an open-ended question like, so what do you think? I know what you think because I just told you exactly what you need. You're in. So I want to capitalize on that. I want to give you the clear first step now to take. That's what the call to action is. It's a clear first step that moves you, that already assumes you're in. Now, what is the step, right? It's not how would you like to pay. It's would you like to pay with credit card or PayPal? Would you like to? I can schedule your onboarding call for next Monday or Tuesday. What works better? Right? It gives them a clear, like, we're in, we're doing this. Does that make sense? And that's a psychological. It helps people break down, because people's natural reaction, especially once you mention money, is to start going, I can't afford it. Oh, it's too much. I don't deserve it. Right? We make excuses, especially for things. If you're selling something that matters, it should be expensive. Not that it has to be expensive, but it should be an investment, right? If it's not, here's what I've had to learn, because I part of HaltingWinter is peak performance, right? We work with a lot of individuals, and individuals make a lot of excuses. That's why they're out of shape in their bodies and their minds. They have a lot of bad beliefs. And so what I found, though, is the cheaper I've tried to make my programs, the actually worse the outcomes are for people. Because if you're trying to really make a difference in someone, the cheaper you make it, the easier it is for them to go, right? It's why, like I would never, like, the cheapest program I would ever do for someone right now is $500 a month. Because I found that anything less than that is too easy to write off. It's too easy to go. I mean, even like for me, like $100 a month, that's like, I wouldn't want to write that off, but people do it, right? You paid for cable. How long did you pay for, right, cable and not use it while you had all your other subscriptions? How long do we pay for things? It's just interesting what is the like the litmus test. What is that number that makes you go, oh, like, I want that number to be, and that's why I found 500 is a number where it's like there's no question. Like, I can't afford, like, that's bigger than my car payment, or if it is your car payment, that's a decent car. And so you couldn't just, right, buy that car and let it sit around. Now, for some of you, you can. Like, 500 is nothing. Like, in fact, I have a client where 1,000 is nothing. I should have charged them 3 times that. Then they would have taken the program more seriously. And so that's where you kind of have to always be looking at your pricing. For me, my pricing is more about, I believe that this product is going to change and really help this person break through this problem. But the reason they have that problem is more than just they don't know the solution. It's because they haven't been able to press into that solution. And so I want to make sure that my pricing helps them go, I've got to use this. I can't make any more excuses, at least in the world that I'm in. Now, this might be different for you, but in the world that I'm in, and maybe some of you resonate with this, if you keep making your pricing lower and lower, you are going to get worse clients. I find that the worst clients I have are always the cheapest. And so it helps me weed out bad clients too. The clients who have no problem batting an eye, who go, I get it, and it is expensive, but I'm in. Those are the best clients because they get it. They want to make a change. They want to dive in. They want to get results. And so I just encourage you, think about that. Your call to action when it comes to price, when it comes to that first step. Is it clear? Is it really a first step, or are you asking them if they're in? Assume that they're in, because if you have dialed in your customer, you have dialed in your messaging, you are really solving a problem and giving them a clear plan forward. Why would they be out? Of course they're in. Now you need to assume that they're in and give them the details of their first step. What's the first step they need to take to start using that product or that service? And I would want to be assuming that. That will help you close more sales. So tune in tomorrow for the last episode in Marketing 103. We'll talk through the last 2 things. So far in 101, we talked about the customer and the customer's problem. Today, we talked about the guide, which is you, who has empathy and authority, who gives them a plan that's focused on the benefits of your products and services, not just the features, and then gives them a clear call to action. What is that clear first step for them to take? I hope this helped. Again, my name is Seth Winterhalter. This is Halting Winter. If we can help you work through this brand script, this marketing and messaging for your company, let us know. We'd love to do that. We'd love to be a part of that. Hit us up at HaltingWinter.com, HaltingWinter.com. Until next time.